Michigan's Court of Appeals will hear a case tomorrow. It's one that could have a big impact on those who receive medical benefits through no-fault auto insurance policies.
Michael Martin has been covering changes to Michigan's no-fault law for a long time now and the impact it's had on thousands of Michiganders. He has more on what tomorrow's hearing could mean for them, Michael.
Doug, Janice, we've done dozens of stories with catastrophic crash survivors who say the new law meant to curb the cost of insurance has cut them off from vital medical services. And the case tomorrow asks the question, can the law apply retroactively to people who bought policies and were hurt before it went into effect in July 2021?
A lot of us are having to make bad, tough decisions about discharging patients, closing the doors.
The most recent portion of Michigan's no-fault insurance law went into effect in July of 2021. While intended to lower the state's high policy costs, it instituted a new medical fee schedule, cutting the amount that insurance providers must reimburse policyholders for certain services like in-home caregivers, while at the same time limiting the number of hours that a family member can work as a caregiver for an injured loved one to just 56 hours a week.
The survivors are heroes that have come through the unimaginable already. And I think that should be honored rather than punished by not allowing them to continue their lives.
Survivors and their loved ones who have gathered at the Capitol in Lansing nearly weekly for over a year now say the changes are making it harder and harder for them to access medical services.
We're not going to move on because this is too important. This is a matter of life and death.
But a court case going in front of the Michigan Court of Appeals Tuesday could have some wide-reaching implications. The issue at hand here, whether or not this new medical fee schedule and limit on family caregivers can be retroactively applied to those who bought policies and were injured before the most recent changes took effect in July 2021. If the appeals court judges decide in favor of Ellen Andery and Philip Kruger, two of the plaintiffs in this case, it could mean that all of the roughly 18,000 Michiganders currently receiving medical benefits through auto no-fault would be guaranteed any reasonable medical services for the remainder of their lives.
So they will be able to continue getting the medical treatment that they've been getting, which will have to be paid at the rate that the medical treatment was being charged at before.
According to CPAN, a group dedicated to preserving our previous no-fault system, at least 1,548 survivors have lost access to some care. 96 local care providers are no longer able to accept patients with no-fault benefits, and 21 providers have shut down completely, causing 3,049 medical care employees to lose their jobs.
We, from the very beginning, have felt that this would be not only legally inappropriate, but inhumane, cruel, and really societally immoral to take these benefits away from people who paid good money to secure them, who paid an insurance company a premium that was in part based upon underwriting risks like this.
While this could certainly be a step in the right direction for those struggling to retain care, there are still concerns about how long this could take and what that could mean for care companies and crash survivors just barely hanging on.
That may take another year, and most of us don't have a year. We're trying to keep our business afloat long enough that we can continue to provide care to our clients, but we run out of time.
Now, representatives of the insurance industry held a media call this afternoon to talk about the case being heard in the Court of Appeals tomorrow. Unfortunately, a condition of being part of that call was that we could not record or report on anything said in it. So we'll have to wait until their oral arguments in court tomorrow to actually share some of their perspective. They have also repeatedly denied my request for interviews for over a year now. Live in the studio, I'm Michael Martin, Fox 17 News.